So remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Try to make sense of what you see and hold on to that childlike wonder about what makes the universe exist. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. One of the basic rules of the universe is that nothing is perfect. Perfection simply doesn't exist. Without imperfection, neither you nor I would exist. It is all right to make mistakes. Nothing is perfect because with perfection, we would not exist. Quiet people have the loudest minds. The thing about smart people is that they seem like crazy people to dumb people. However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. I have noticed even people who claim everything is predestined, and that we can do nothing to change it, look before they cross the road. If at first you don't succeed, try management. It is very important for young people keep their sense of wonder and keep asking why. It is my view that the simplest explanation is there is no God. No one created the universe and no one directs our fate. This leads me to a profound realization. There is probably no heaven, and no afterlife either. We have this one life to appreciate the grand design of the universe, and for that, I am extremely grateful. Science can lift people out of poverty and cure disease. That, in turn, will reduce civil unrest. 1. Remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. 2. Never give up work. Work gives you meaning and purpose and life is empty without it. 3. If you are lucky enough to find love, remember it is there and don't throw it away. I don't fear God, I fear His believers. Nothing is better than reading and gaining more and more knowledge. The more you learn, the more you know. The more you know, the more you forget. The more you forget, the less you know. So why bother to learn? My goal is simple. It is a complete understanding of the universe, why it is as it is and why it exists at all. What I have learned from life is to make the most of what you have got. We are only the temporary custodians of the particles which we are made of. They will go on to lead a future existence in the enormous universe that made them. What was God doing before the divine creation? Was He preparing hell for people who asked such questions? I am just a child who has never grown up. I still keep asking these how and why questions. Occasionally, I find an answer. A person who smiles in the face of adversity, probably has a scapegoat. One can't prove that God doesn't exist. But science makes God unnecessary. The laws of physics can explain the universe without the need for a creator. Every man should marry. After all, happiness is not the only thing in life. My advice to other disabled people would be, concentrate on things your disability doesn't prevent you doing well, and don't regret the things it interferes with. Don't be disabled in spirit, as well as physically. Go the extra mile. It makes your boss look like an incompetent slacker. Scientific discovery may not be better than sex, but the satisfaction lasts longer. So Einstein was wrong when he said, God does not play dice. Consideration of black holes suggests, not only that God does play dice, but that He sometimes confuses us by throwing them where they can't be seen. I'm really easy to get along with once you see it my way. The past, like the future, is indefinite and exists only as a spectrum of possibilities. It is reasonable to ask who or what created the universe, but if the answer is God, then the question has merely been deflected to that of who created God. So next time someone complains that you have made a mistake, tell them that may be a good thing. Because without imperfection, neither you nor I would exist. The human failing I would most like to correct is aggression. It may have had survival advantage in caveman days, to get more food, territory or a partner with whom to reproduce, but now it threatens to destroy us all. So when people ask me if I believe God created the universe, I tell them that the question itself makes no sense. Time didn't exist before the Big Bang, so there is no time for God to make the universe in. It's like asking for directions to the edge of the earth. The earth is a sphere, it doesn't have an edge, so looking for it is a futile exercise. We are just an advanced breed of monkeys on a minor planet of a very average star. But we can understand the universe. That makes us something very special. Doing a job right the first time gets the job done. Doing the job wrong 14 times gives you job security. People won't have time for you if you are always angry or complaining. The human race is just a chemical scum on a moderate-sized planet, orbiting around a very average star in the outer suburb of one among 100 billion galaxies. We are so insignificant that I can't believe the whole universe exists for our benefit. That would be like saying that you would disappear if I closed my eyes. One is always a long way from solving a problem until one actually has the answer. Work gives you meaning and purpose and life is empty without it. The development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. If aliens visit us, the outcome would be much as when Columbus landed in America, which didn't turn out well for the Native Americans. Mankind's greatest achievements have come about by talking and its greatest failures by not talking. It doesn't have to be like this. Once I wept for I had no shoes. Then I met a man with no feet, so I took his shoes. I mean, it wasn't as if he was going to need them. I'm not religious in the normal sense. I believe the universe is governed by the laws of science. The laws may have been decreed by God, but God does not intervene to break the laws. We are in danger of destroying ourselves by our greed and stupidity. We cannot remain looking inwards at ourselves on a small and increasingly polluted and overcrowded planet. The idea that we are alone in the universe seems to me completely implausible and arrogant. Considering the number of planets and stars that we know exist, it's extremely unlikely that we are the only form of evolved life.